video, the student is going to learn about the life of Franklin Roosevelt and his biography. This is a third grade student, and according to PHA, she's in the concrete operational stage, which means she thinks logically. This is a structured lecture, and the main objective is that the student is going to learn the good things that Roosevelt did to the community, and that Americans remember him as a great president. And she's going to learn about the things that he did during his 2 terms as a president in the United States. Okay, today we're going to learn about Franklin Roosevelt. Okay, we're going to learn how he helped the communities and what good things he did to the people and to the communities, okay? And we're going to learn about himself too, his biography, okay? Do you know what a biography is? What is it?
It's a story that someone else wrote about someone.
Okay, yes. Roosevelt was the man who wanted to try new ideas. He led America through the Great Depression and World War II. These were some of the hardest times the country had ever faced. Roosevelt is the only USA president to serve more than 2 terms. So what can you tell me so far about Roosevelt? That he was a president, right, of the United States. How many times? Two terms, right? 2. Do you know how long does a president last in the presidency?
1.
No, they last 4 years. So that means he served 2 terms. That means 8 years. 2 times 4. That's a term. They call it a term. Whenever a president's in the presidency, they serve for 4 years. That's a term. So he served 2 terms. So that means he served 8 years. 8 years in the presidency. Okay. And what else is that he did during his presidency? Helped with the Great Depression and the World War II. Okay. Franklin Delano Roosevelt was born in Hyde Park, New York, on January 30th, 1882. His family was rich and well known. Roosevelt went to Harvard University and then Columbia Law School. In 1905, he married Anna Eleanor Roosevelt. The Roosevelts will have 6 children, 5 of whom will live to be adults. Okay. Roosevelt became president during the Great Depression on October 29, 1929. The stock market crashed. This caused many people and business to lose all of their money. Ooh, he became president on my birthday. The Great Depression was the worst economic time in American history. As president, Roosevelt needed to help Americans and the economy. 21. Roosevelt caught polio. You know what polio is? It's a disease. This illness left him paralyzed from the waist down. You know what paralyzed is?
Yes,
Yes. This meant that he will never walk again. In 1928 and again in 1930, Roosevelt was elected governor of New York. Roosevelt ran as a Democratic presidential candidate in 1932. He promised to begin programs to help the country recover from the Depression. Roosevelt won the election. During his first 100 days as president, Roosevelt started many programs. These programs were known as the New Deal because they promised Americans a fresh start at a life. Roosevelt started programs that gave food, housing, and work to the people who needed it. He also passed laws that helped control the country's banking system. You know what banking system is? Banking system is when they help, like in the banks, they let people borrow money so they can buy a house or they can put a business. So that's about
do they need to pay more than what they got?
Yes. They had to pay interest if they borrow money. The New Deal is best known for its many projects. The Tennessee Valley Authority built dams across the South. This helped stop floating and brought electricity to many places. The Federal Writers Project sent writers around the country to record stories and music from people. The Social Security Act gave money to people who were out of work and older Americans. Is that very sad? By 1944, Roosevelt was in bad health. He died on April 12, 1945. Roosevelt led the country through the Great Depression and World War II. Some of the programs he started, such as Social Security, are still going today. He's a widely thought as one of America's greatest presidents. So, what would you say made Franklin Roosevelt a great president?
That he helped the people that didn't have stuff.
Okay, that he did. Yeah, he helped the people. Like he helped them with housing, right? With food. During the Great Depression, that means that there was a lot of people without work. They didn't have jobs. A lot of people didn't have houses. And also during the World War II, a lot of men, they were sent to another countries to fight, so they will die over there. And their families here in the United States will be here without food, money to pay the rent, to buy supplies. So the president did this kind of programs where they can get food, clothes, little jobs so they can get money. And also he helped with like making factories. So he built dams across the south because there was like a lot of flood raining there was a lot of rain, so the flood destroyed towns and valleys. So he helped some people to build these dams, and that helped a lot of people to survive and live better. Also, he made the Social Security Act. Do you know what that means? Okay, the Social Security Act is like with your Social Security, people that have their Social Security, they will go and get money for it. Like they will get help with that Social